But we saw something really interesting last week with regard to the program that's aimed at finding and returning remains of soldiers missing in action or who had been prisoners of war. This is something that for more than 20 years, Congress has been pushing administrations of both political parties to get off the dime, find these remains, and give the families closure. Former U.S. Senator Bob Smith, a Republican, was a leading advocate for this kind of program, and had a lot to do with actually setting up the federal program that is created with this. But we had an oversight hearing this week in which Kelly Ayotte, the first-term Republican from New Hampshire, ranking Republican on the subcommittee, just went right after the federal agencies, the two agencies that are in charge of running this program. Several reports have essentially indicated that despite the fact in 2010 Congress said we want you to document and identify all the World War II veterans who are missing in action or POWs and give accounting to the families. 3 years later, none of that accounting, or very little of it, has occurred except in the most extreme and obvious cases. And one of the reasons several congressional budget and other reports have indicated is that the two agencies within the Department of Defense have had cross purposes. They fought over turf war. They've received additional money from Congress to do this job, but it hasn't been done. And you saw in a bipartisan way, Senator McCaskill, Democrat from Missouri, the chairman of the subcommittee, and Senator Ayotte essentially say we're sick and tired of waiting, and we want timelines for when this job is going to be done. And you can be sure the additional money you were given for this program the last couple of years is going to go away in the current fiscal environment if you don't start getting answers and giving accountability to some of these families. As I say, kind of a rare show of bipartisanship we don't often see in the U.S. Senate, and about a program that's obviously very important to New Hampshire and people across the country, for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for America.